Okay, let's dive into the latest episode of Cennetin Çocukları. It dropped us right into this tangled web of secrets, love, and some seriously intense family drama. We're gonna break it all down.
Right off the bat, it all starts with this one question, probably the biggest scandal to ever hit this small town. And that one question, it just unleashes this massive chain reaction of chaos and some pretty startling revelations.
Because you know how it is in a town this size. Every secret has an audience. And as we're about to see, there are multiple dramas just brewing right beneath the surface. And believe me, everyone is watching.
So first up, let's talk about what has the whole town buzzing. Bayram and this mysterious woman he's suddenly brought home.
Now, Bayram swears they're in love. But her own story? It's fragmented, it's desperate, and honestly, it just raises way more questions than it answers.
This is literally all anyone has to go on. Just a few desperate, broken pieces of a story. And it forces Bayram's family into this impossible choice. Do you protect this complete stranger, or do you just turn her away?
So, to give her a shot at a future, Bayram makes this incredibly desperate deal with a local crime figure. I mean, he trades his most prized possession, his livelihood, his father's legacy, all for a lie.
But then, standing there at the altar, the weight of that lie just becomes too much. Bayram makes this stunning public confession, and boom, in that one single moment, everyone's fate is just thrown up in the air.
But Bayram's family isn't the only one at a breaking point. Nope. Elsewhere in town, another family crisis is unfolding, and believe me, the stakes are just as high.
Over here, the conflict just ignites between Adem and his father over his future. It's that classic battle, right? Personal passion versus what your parents expect from you.
And the sheer stress of this argument has a devastating, and I mean immediate, consequence. Adem's father collapses from a brain hemorrhage. So, as her father is lying unresponsive in the hospital, his daughter Gönül, who's a doctor by the way, is just consumed by this powerful, totally suffocating guilt.
And the tension just boils over when a rival's father finds out about Adem's relationship with his daughter. This sparks an explosive confrontation that pushes Adem right to the edge.
This all brings us to what I think is the real central theme of the episode: identity. And nowhere is that theme more powerfully explored than in the story of Kamil. So Kamil is trapped in this impossible lie. He's secretly living as his deceased twin, Iskender, and he's doing it all to protect his family. But as you can imagine, that burden is becoming absolutely unbearable.
What makes this so heart-wrenching is his blind sister Ayşe, her complete, unwavering faith in the man she thinks is her brother. Well, that's both his greatest source of strength and his most terrifying vulnerability.
And then you get this little flicker of hope. A doctor reveals there's a high-risk experimental surgery that has a 50-50 chance of restoring Ayşe's sight. A flip of a coin. But of course, this chance at a miracle comes with an impossibly high price tag. And that creates this brutal dilemma for a family that is already stretched to its absolute breaking point.
So you can feel it, right? All of these tangled threads are now converging, and it's building to a climax that leaves every single character standing at a critical crossroads.
Now that Bayram's confession is out in the open, what happens to Deniz Kızı? This girl, with no name and no past, is now more vulnerable than ever before.
And what about Ayşe's one shot at being able to see? The surgery is ridiculously expensive, so how can Kamil possibly raise that kind of money without exposing his true identity?
Meanwhile, Adem is just trapped. Does he defy his father for love? Or does he sacrifice his own happiness for a man who has already given up his health for his expectations? What a choice.
And finally, Kamil. As his bond with Gönül gets deeper, his secret just becomes more and more dangerous by the day. How long can he possibly maintain this identity, blurring that line between being a protector and being an imposter?
It all just leaves us with this one final haunting question. In a town built on secrets and sacrifices, when a lie can actually save a life, what is the truth really worth?